So, first things first, let's clarify. I do have other video ideas which do not involve energy drinks. This is not one of them. That is because today we are talking about Ultra Vice Guava, a certain Monster Energy Zero drink with zero sugar, of course, owing to its zero moniker. It's not zero aura, it's not zero other things, it's not zero, what's other zero things we could say? It's not zero hit points, it's not zero HP, it's not zero RPM, it's not 0 miles per hour, it's not 0 kilometers for sure, because this is an American drink. This is Monster Energy Zero Ultra, zero sugar, Ultra Vice Guava. Natural flavor with other natural flavors. Don't know why they felt the need to say that, but they did. And they did, and they will continue. So yeah, this is an interesting drink that we're gonna review, just to maybe compare it a little bit with the Zipp. And I'm not gonna drink this because I did put liquid in it just to hold its shape better, but it is just water in here at the moment. We do have one other Zipp, but I'm just really didn't want to drink the last one in the case. Unfortunately, I did end up drinking them pretty quickly because they were pretty good once you got past the oddness of the drink. But yeah, we will be doing more stuff with that, maybe, perhaps, when that becomes more of a generalized sale product. You know, it turns out they probably aren't going to sell those in stores, go figure, but they are going to sell them not on pre-order soon. I think they're coming May or June or something like that. They had an issue with the distributor, but that's not the drink that we're primarily talking about today. Primarily today, we're talking about another similar genre of drink, Monster Energy Zero, of course being the OG sort of internet meme drink. Not being an influencer drink, of course, you know, they have Monster Girls or whatever that they use to sell these, and other such people, like they have, you know, Ken Block.
I try and inspire people to be creative and live a fun life. Don't be an asshole.
They have all kinds of stuff like that they would use to sell these drinks, but yeah, it's not an influencer drink, so this isn't a direct comparison. It's just something I thought would be valid to talk about, considering the confluence of meme culture that came together to bring this drink into being. And I think there's deep philosophical, societal things going on here with this drink. There's some deep Marxist post-structural analysis to be had with Monster Energy Zero Ultra Vice Guava. That's a mouthful for sure, just like this drink will be in your mouth. Of course, they always like to put on here on the can L-carnitine, taurine, and zero sugar at the top, as we mentioned before. And really the thing with this drink is that you can see there's a clear, if I can get it to focus, there's a clear sort of vaporwave aesthetic going on here with this drink. And that's really why I want to talk about it. We had this drink being a Metro Futurist, actually no, not Metro Futurist, I'm making that up. Y2K is really the movement for this that's most associated with this drink. But this drink here, it's associated more with the Vaporwave movement, that being sort of like that Miami Vice sort of theme. I think there's like a Vaporwave artist, something Miami Nights or something like that. It has a lot of purple in it. Of course, a lot of Vaporwave stuff has the colors pink and purple, and they're not girlish pink or purple. Not that we're gonna shame you if that's what you're into, but no, it's more of like a, I would say it's more related to sort of a pastel kind of, you know, color, 80s aesthetic, late 70s aesthetic, early 90s if you're really pushing it. I mean, some of that stuff that did fit the Vaporwave aesthetic in the 90s, you know, would have been a little bit outdated at that point, but it still very much existed. Sort of the fruits of the tree of the dying American empire, one last huzzah, as they might say, and late stage capitalism. That's a buzzword. That's really what Vaporwave is about. It's not about the vibes. It's about my boring ideology of late stage capitalism. That's what it's really about. It's not about enjoying the fruits of the death of the empire, as one comedian has said.
What we have to realize is that we're Americans. You know, we're deeply selfish monsters that have been bred to destroy all life on Earth. We have to not lose sight of that message. We're here to fuck things up for everyone else, not each other. And that's what we had in the 80s and the 90s. We had a commitment to apathy while our leaders ran around pillaging the earth. And we made great movies and great art, and it was fine. Yes, people got killed, but people always get killed. But now we're at war with each other. We should just be enjoying the spoils of the end of the empire. Truly. You should be enjoying it. So many people got killed, murdered, tortured, maimed for us to have all the nice things we have. Do you know how insane it is to not enjoy it?
No, it's a stuck-up ideological Vivek, Zizek, or whatever his name is. It's ideology. It's ideology. Sniff, 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 sniff. It's ideology. That's what your aesthetic is about. You know, your plunderphonics and your aesthetics that can now be bought at Spencer's. That's what they're about. It's about critiquing capitalism.
Such an overt Marxist critique of modern culture is even illustrated in the very name of the genre itself, alluding to both vaporware, imaginary products said to be released by corporations, and to Marx's critique of the worker under capitalism, whose energy facilitates the transformation of solid goods produced by the capitalist class for the consumption of the worker into a gaseous state.
But really we see, if there ever was a critique most genuinely about capitalism, it has by this point become the ultimate ouroboros snake, because this is a product. This is, for all the critiques of capitalism that, you know, may actually be in vaporwave culture, in other, you know, similar adjacent cultures, you know, synthwave music, you know, Blade Runner, Cyberpunk 2070, get it right, guys. Yeah, you know, this is very much a product made with a certain style for you to consume. And now originally the whole idea was taking these capitalist designs or whatever, you know, making them into some form of art that's transgressive and it's dissident and it's really edgy.
Now that's edgy as
really edgy. But instead, it's a ouroboros snake come back, and it's now just one of those same products, in fact. This drink is 16 fluid ounces. The Zipp we had was, well, what was it? We're gonna cut some of this. 12 fluid ounces in this Zipp versus the 16 ounces in the Monster Zero Ultra. And again, the only reason we're comparing them, we're not shooting them out yet. We might yet. If we have reached the end of all possible content that we could make that's actually original. We have Monster Zero Ultra. And you have to acknowledge that on some level, the Zipp is like a parody of this drink. It's a satire of this in a certain aspect. And this is almost a satire of itself, and it's trying to be self-aware. So there's a really weird thing going on here where it snakes from, you know, it's like hello fellow kids, I guess is what I would say this is. But it's still has some validity to it, I think. I mean, this isn't the worst thing you could drink. I think the best thing about the Zipp compared to this is there is a lot of chemicals in this that you probably actually should not be consuming in the amounts that they are in the drink. Well, we don't want to get into that yet. We want to segment this video properly, so we'll get into that later. But let's read the quote on the back here, as we did in the previous Zipp video, because this is basically just a copy paste of that video. Take that video plot, copy paste it onto this. I think we got another video, guys. So Miami has it all. Mind-blowing Latin energy. Gotta stay Latin. Latinx. Premier racing from NASCAR to F1. Yeah, you got all those race car drivers. I think they got Riley Herbst crashing into the outside wall. Yeah, I keep up with NASCAR stats and I watch the highlights, but I'm not really a real fan. I just watch the videos sometimes. To F1, NASCAR to F1. I do watch those F1 clips. I do know that some driver out there is sponsored by Monster, though not to the same extent as the sponsorship that there is with like Red Bull. I don't remember who's the Monster driver. I don't know if it's Lewis Hamilton or if it's Andre Agassi.
It's got the famous driver, Andre Agassi.
Or if it's, oh, what is his name? What is his name? Not Oscar Piastri. What's that other guy's name? The one who likes to cry about things.
I feel like I've just never driven a Formula One car before, so.
A bit of a swap. Boom, before you know it.
And world class beaches with the hottest clubs right on the sand. Whether you're an over-the-top partier or an undercover crime fighter in a pastel suit. See, they reference pastel in here. See, I wasn't going crazy. I'm not crazy yet. I will be soon, but not yet. Pastel suit, t-shirt, and loafers. Why would a crime stopper be wearing loafers? No idea. He's just safe, sleazy, lackadaisical culture.
This is Safe Sleazy. It's a subculture of white guys that live in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and they all have Asian girlfriends.
And you gotta stay energized from South Beach to Calais Ocha. Looking good and feeling good is what it's all about, with zero sugar to weigh you down. Weigh you down like a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks. The fresh taste of perfectly ripened guava and our world-famous Monster Energy blend, Ultra Vice Guava, has you covered. Unleash the beast, registered trademark. And you can also go to monsterenergy.com. See, that's not quite as fun as the Zipp, the dot rip. I mean, come on, guys, get with the times. We've got dot rips, we've got dot biz, we've got dot other things. I don't even know, man. So I can barely read this. So now we come to the part of the video where we talk about nutrition facts. Slam nutrition. Michelle Obama lunches. Man, gotta stay fit. What? So we got 0% juice in this. I don't know why. Maybe they had to say that because of the flavoring being juice related. Juice, not Juice World, not the other thing that sounds like juice that we referenced in the video before. So yeah, we got 1 serving size per can. See, they fixed it with this can. This can is correct. With the larger cans, they're like, oh, well, there's more than 1 serving size in here, guys. Or some of the other cans, they say that. And you know, that's a real pet peeve to my autism, so yeah. So 10 delectable calories, maybe not delectable, maybe soul-shocking, gonna send you to hell kind of calories.
Welcome to hell! Welcome to hell!
Because of what they have to do to get those calories in there. They're gonna soyify you. No, there's no soy in this. But there's other things. So we got 0 grams of fat. So that's good. At least there's no fat in this drink. At least there's not a slurry of fat in my energy drink.
So we got 370 milligrams of sodium, 16% of your daily allowance. We've got total carbohydrate, 5 grams, 2% of your daily value.
We've got total sugars, 0 grams. It is indeed 0 sugar.
Includes 0 grams added sugars. That's good as well. Erythritol, or whatever you pronounce it, 2 grams.
Protein, 0 grams. Also no protein in this drink. It's not muscle milk, guys. It's just an energy drink. Calm down. So we got your niacin, vitamin B3, a real baller vitamin if I do say so myself. That's not true. It's probably just a regular vitamin.
250% of your daily amount. It's really gonna shock the system. Vitamin B6, 240% of your daily amount. Vitamin B12, 490% of your daily amount.
And pantothenic acid, vitamin B5, also known as, the artist formerly known as vitamin B5. That's what I'll say. 400% of your daily amount. I hope that going over that by 300% is really a good thing for my health. And that it's really gonna do me good and not just get processed by my body and put into the toilet.
So not a significant source of saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, dietary fiber, vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium.
And the daily value, of course, is based on a 2,000 calorie diet, which we all know is very low if you're hitting the gym, hitting the rocks, or even chasing after some criminals like Miami Vice.
So ingredients: carbonated water, citric acid, pH control, taurine, erythritol, sodium citrate, Panax, ginseng flavor. That's one thing right there. L-carnitine, L-tartrate, potassium sorbate, preservative.
Because you got to keep it shelf stable. That's actually true. Caffeine, from where? We don't know. It's not from coffee abstract like that other drink that we're not promoting, but we are because we're a simp. So we've also got
Ace sulfame, potassium. We've got sodium benzoate, preservative. Sucralose, gum Arabic. It's got Arabic gum in here, guys. Niacinamide, vitamin B3.
So they just put that in there. It doesn't occur naturally from anything in this drink.
Natural flavors, salt, ester gum, D-calcium, pantothenate, vitamin B5, also added. Inositol.
It's got red 40. It's got red 40. Guys, it's got red 40. Not for long, though. We've got pyridoxine hydrochloride, vitamin B5, and we've got, sounds like that's cyanide, but it's not. It's cyanocobalamin vitamin B12. So manufactured from Monster Energy Company, by the way. One Monster Way, Corona, California. Copyright 2024, Monster Energy Company. Monster Energy Ultra Vice Guava is low in calories, but not zero. So Monster Energy blend, taurine, L-carnitine, caffeine, inositol. Caffeine from all sources, 150 milligrams per can. Now that's enough to get a health warning. Consume responsibly, not recommended for children, people sensitive to caffeine, pregnant women, or women who are nursing. You might not want to put this straight into the baby bottle. It goes to say. So 150 milligrams per can, you see that's much more than the Zipp. 150 though is like a normal amount if you're gonna have one of these drinks in a day and you're not gonna have a load of coffee.
Coffee.
Still pretty high. Would not drink like 3 of these a day, definitely. Especially considering some of these vitamins, you're getting like 400% up to or above of your daily percentage. Why would you want to be drinking like 3 of these? Personally, I think that limits their marketability because I personally will never drink more than 1 of these a day because it's just way too much. And honestly, I think I'm gonna only try and drink these like twice a week at most. I've kind of fallen back. I drank one yesterday, sad to say, the Hawaiian one. Maybe we can review that. We can review all the flavors of the rainbow. But yeah, this is an interesting drink here. So we'll look more at the package in a bit. But let's drink this totally radical drink. We're gonna put it up to the mic and give you a nice snap. Maybe shaking it up a little bit, just like I do with this channel. I shake it up. I'm a rebel rouser. I'm like AJ Alex Jones on the public access era. I'm just real cool like that. Would you sell whiskey to a god?
You don't sell too much whiskey to a god! We're God! You understand? We rule America!
Would you sell Monster Energy Zero Ultra to a god? Lowercase g. We're not being blasphemous, people. So I already know what this tastes like. It tastes like winning. It tastes like Ultra. But it also tastes like extreme chemicals. Abrasive chemicals. Awesome, hearty, strong chemicals. Just sitting in it a little bit. Oh yeah, you can really taste the post-structural, critiques in this drink. You can really taste that the vibe of the can really translates into the drink in some meaningful way. I'm being facetious, of course. But yeah, the guava is actually a good taste for once. Some of these drinks have a rap for being somewhat bland, or they don't really work, but they definitely, at least with the taste, they made some choices, and I think, we gotta give them some credit. At least the taste is good. At least I feel comfortable with the decline that we're in, and that this drink is probably going to kill me. At least I can enjoy it. See, that's why this is such a good meme, because it actually tastes kind of good.
That's a 10.
And that's why this is actually kind of a dangerous drink for me. Because if this didn't taste good, if I had to, drink something that didn't taste very good to get my caffeine, it would be harder to consume that much. And one might even say that's part of the deal with a black coffee or something, that because you struggle to get the caffeine down, because it's not so sweet, it gives you a sense of self-control. Or at least with the other energy drinks, they do have this very strong taste. Or also you just want to not drink a lot of them because of the calories. Like they'll have like 200 calories in them. So you're like, yeah, I can't drink this, you know, I can't drink 3 of these because I'm gonna get like over my daily amount of calories just off of the merit of energy drink consumption. With this, you don't have to worry about that. You know, 10 calories, you know, maybe you're really counting your macros and 10 really matters. But I don't think for most people 10 calories is going to matter all that much. And I think that's really the utility of a drink like this. But something that the Zipp provides is it doesn't take the shortcuts that this takes to get to that same place. And this kind of drink, I think, it may be slightly better once we start removing stuff like the Red 40 or banning some of these chemicals that are dangerous. Something like this, maybe it'll be safe to actually drink your Monster Zero. Maybe in America, we can actually make it safe to drink a drink like this. Who would have thought? Thank you, RFK Jr. Do that and not all the other things that you do, that the brain worm, the Lisan al-Gaib forces within you might drive you to do. Yeah, I really did want to say more about this packaging. So we got a bunch of stuff in here. We got like, if I can get it to focus, this camera's not very good at focusing. I'm using a new lens, by the way, an anamorphic lens, guys. It's really baller.
Spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
So, and we're filming this in, excuse me. I'm probably not gonna put it out in 4K, but we're filming in 4K because we're gonna do all kinds of crazy crops and stuff. I realized from the last video that some of the zooms and stuff, you know, they really did look really nice. But I thought to myself, if we film this in 4K, the zoom is gonna look even better. Even better. So yeah, what do we got here? We got Miami high-rise apartments by the shore. We got all kinds of triangles, shapes, shape of water, whatever you wanna say. We got a flamingo with sunglasses and a fedora. If that isn't the most wholesome Reddit thing I've ever seen.
Chungus, Fortnite funny, wholesome Reddit moment, Keanu Reeves 100.
Amazing, guys. We got triangles with triangles inside of them. We got a beach resort with a palm tree at the bottom. We got the nice grid, the autismus, which made a new word. That's the most autistic thing you could do. Autismin pleasing grid at the bottom. Very grid, very wonderful. We got some zigzags. We got some circles, overlapping circles. We got Ferrari Testarossa with the monster badge on it. We've got more triangles, triangles that are 3-dimensional. We've got squares overlapping squares. We got a cone, conical shape. We got another flamingo, and he has shutter shades. Guys, it's 2024, and we post-ironically enjoy shutter shades again. When is LMFAO coming back? I don't know, but somebody should pay them a whole boatload of money. We got triangles made out of progressive rhythm. We got triangles going into triangles. We got triangles on top of triangles. We got swirly zigzags. We got sun with progressive rhythm bars over it. We've got another palm tree. We've got more cones. We got palm trees inside of a circle over top of 2 triangles. We got all kinds of birds. They're like doves or they're seagulls or whatever by the seashore. So in another continuity bending twist, it turns out that the camera was overheating because filming in 4K 60 really kills this camera. It's a known problem. I have a fan which keeps this thing from overheating when filming in 4K, and now I remember exactly why I don't film in 4K. Because nobody watches in 4K, the camera crashes, and I also have to edit larger files on a screen which is not 4K. You know, if just a small tiny rant here, I think resolution at 1080p, that was the peak. And really, you really didn't need anything more than 480p if you knew how to make content that looked good on that sort of screen. Really, the reason really good screens exist are for blockbuster movies that have like the craziest CGI that looks lay epic, and people who enjoy sports, like action sports. And you know, I do enjoy some of that, but even that, do you really need to see like the flakes of dirt coming off the dirt bike on your screen? No, you don't. You know, it's this obsession with everything has to be the highest fidelity possible. But of course, I said the reason I'm doing it is so I can do all those crazy zoom edits and that maybe it'll turn out better. But yeah, who knows whether we'll do that or not. So while this camera's still working and not crashing, just give it one more drink, you know, let's see, what's our thoughts on this? Well, sensation-wise, this really does tickle your tongue. I don't know, it's just good. I mean, some of the other ones, not to talk about drinks that are not in this video, but some of the other ones kind of make you feel a little bit dirty. They make you feel dirty, like your soul has suffered by drinking it. This says unleash the beast. I mean, like, on some level, that's kind of worrying. Like, do I want to unleash the beast? Sometimes I just want to be in serenity. Sometimes I want what this drink says, which is like unzip your mind. You want to open possibilities, or what do you call it? What's the other thing? There's another quote on here. It's on here somewhere. That is the one thing. It's like, oh, there it is. It's really small text. That's the one thing that this maybe does a little better, is that all the text for the normies is like larger, because you can tell like these people have a healthy respect for their audience and these people don't. And maybe actually the fact that they don't respect their audience makes it a little bit more user-friendly because I'm stupid. So please recycle amazing deed. That part's not what we're getting at. May your heart overflow with that which your soul discovers. That versus unleash the ultra beast. I mean, they're trying to be ironic here, but problem is when you're ironic, you're still doing the thing, and you have to be comfortable with doing the thing. And if you're not comfortable with doing the thing, you just shouldn't do it. Like this video, I'm being ironic in making this video, in a way, but I'm comfortable with making a drink review. I don't have some ethical dilemma making a drink review. I think it serves a purpose, which is entertainment. I mean, you're gonna buy the drink and drink it if you wanna know what it tastes like. That's not why people make reviews. People make reviews because of the social aspects of the review and being involved in a community and getting affirmation. It's like Mad Men. It's like you want the billboard that says, you're okay.
Advertising is based.
It's based in red pill.
It's a billboard on the side of the road that screams with reassurance that whatever you're doing, it's okay.
Please clap.
And that's what a review does. Not to break this down in some Rene Descartes level of I'm just throwing that in there because that's a reference I was gonna make that I've forgotten. But yeah, it's not some high-level philosophy thing necessarily, but like reviews on their fundamental level are not for the people who are going to buy the product. If that's what you think it's for, you know, go watch like a Consumer Reports thing or go read a Consumer Reports thing. If you want a normal review, like most people, you want to watch something that's somewhat entertaining, made by a person who isn't incredibly ugly, and to get some sort of affirmation, entertainment, levity in your life, distraction from other things, which might be the most negative aspect of this content, is that it distracts you from other things. But I didn't tell you to watch this video instead of feeding your kids. I'm not on the hook for that, guys, okay? If you choose to show this video to your children, that's on you. Even though I don't curse in the video or do anything bad, I still think that on some level, there's a certain audience, you know, and there's a certain responsibility, just as the people who drink this drink should have. You don't want to get to the point where you think, I drink, therefore I am. Rene Descartes. Philosophy. Post-structuralism.
Post-structuralism refers to the intellectual developments in philosophy and critical theory that were the results of 20th century French philosophy.
Gay!
I don't know any more words. See, but if you throw enough words at something, people will think you actually have arguments.
The problem, Mr. Morelli, is you don't know the English language.
Multiple
No due
commanders
respect
until all
to
these
Mr.
people
Bernal.
That's what the internet is all about, baby. Using your words for nominalist success. For some reason, this lens does not focus as well. I bought one of these fancy new auto-focusing anamorphic lenses. Hopefully this content is like top notch. Got the Vaporwave on the back. We got serial experiments laying on the TV. It's your total 90s, 80s nostalgia. That's what this drink is about, nostalgia. That's a word that we couldn't have ended this video without saying, and no matter how long this is gonna be, now that we said nostalgia, the video can be complete. And I didn't know how I was gonna end this, to be honest, but now that we've said the magic word, nostalgia, we can end the video. Nostalgia. Nostalgia critic out, yo. I feel like that's what this drink is. It's a peace sign. It's a Richard Nixon deuces.
And I want to say this to the television audience. I made my mistakes, but in all of my years of public life, I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. And in all of my years of public life, I have never obstructed justice. And I think, too, that I can say that in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
That's what the vibe of this drink says. It says that whatever you do, it's probably okay. Fake it till you make it, shake and bake, be woke, all that stuff, and more on the TV shopping channel. But yeah, wonderful drink. On that note, on that bombshell, we will bid you adieu, adieu. Adieu. Look at my watch. It's a G-Shock. I paid $300 to get a smartwatch. Maybe get a few review bra type thumbnail. Maybe get some soy faces, maybe get some duck faces. That's another one. That's like the original soy face, actually, if you think about it, it's the duck face. Because, everything is done first by teenage women on the internet.
17-year-old woman.
Gotta get the Sailor Moon pose. Okay, that's enough for one day.